Hey everybody, Tekking here.
I'm Kasey.
You're Kasey.
Still.
You had a whole year to plan your introduction, and that's the best you got. Okay, that works. So, thanks for sending in your questions. We're going to go through them again here. I got a paper, filtered out all the weird ones. You know who you are. Okay. All right, so first question comes to us from Zodrius Sevaron. And he asked a question that a lot of people asked, very bluntly, was just, well, his question was, I'm in a really bad space right now, so my question to you is, how could I get a job as quickly as possible? Got a lot of questions that just asked us, how do I get a job? And I'm like, all right, well, obviously, I don't know what part of the world you're in. I don't know what kind of job you're going for. But the general idea here is that if it's something like first time, like, I work in retail, we work in retail, probably going to go and look around, get a job application at some point. There's also certain, have you ever heard of WorkLink?
No.
No, there's like a place up by the mini mall. It's like a organization that helps you find work in some way, So, you have anything to add to that? Because there's a...
Don't nitpick what jobs you want if you want it that quick.
I nitpicked a lot. Because I was like, I'm not going to work at food service no matter what.
My parents dropped me off at my first job and told me you have a job now.
Was that at? Was that the golf course?
They drove me up there, dropped me off, and left.
Well, that was nice. And they just picked you up, maybe, or you walked home.
My second job.
You walked home in shame.
My second job was at a Wendy's.
Yeah. See, I never wanted to work. I never wanted to work in food service because I felt like it was going to be horrible. Because you'd have people constantly coming in asking for food, and then you'd be working like, no, I want to work at my own pace. I kind of don't want to rush. So Dollar Tree gets kind of rushed, but there's points. It's not a constant thing. There's dead time. I feel like if you worked at a restaurant, you'd be constantly working.
Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah, well, that's why you quit.
Sorry, I worked at a pizza place actually in between there, but I quit.
When did you work at a pizza place?
It was for like a month, maybe not even.
Okay, was it Pizza Hut?
No, it was somewhere in.
Oh, okay.
Down the road.
So just some random pizza place, but yeah. So if you need a job immediately, I would say just go out to all the areas that are retail, dollar stores, restaurant, fast food restaurants, places that hire people that, aren't too picky about what they want from the people. Pretty much as long as you don't steal stuff and you can speak English, they'll probably hire you. Sign get a bunch of job applications, fill them out, go to different WorkLink programs.
I was gonna say depending on what wage you want, if you want something higher, go with Best Buy, Walmart. They start a little bit higher than $7.25 if you're working in America.
Yeah, Walmart is. I think you 2 years you're making $10 an hour there. I think my mom said that because she works there. But yeah, just in general, if you want a job, it just doesn't matter to you work in the food service and retail places. If it's anything higher than that, I can't really help you out. You're just gonna have to basically get a degree for that and get a resume. There's different even programs in different schools that my school will help you write a resume if you really want that.
Trade schools.
Trade schools,
Certifications can help. Like
ServeSafe, I don't know. Oh, that's that
for
thing for the restaurant thing, yeah. So just work on that, look it up on Google is your friend, basically.
If you're in America.
If you're in America?
That's what the ServeSafe
Google's
thing.
only your friend if you're in America. Well, if you're in China, Google's not your friend. Google actually try to it's no, Google.
I can't help with other countries though.
Yeah, I can't. We can't help you if you're North Korea. I'm sorry. I wish I could, man. I wonder if I do have any fans in North Korea. There's anyone, because it doesn't show statistics on YouTube, if there's someone that has an illegal internet connection that's in North Korea watching me right now. Kim Jong-un could be watching me right now. I know. Okay, next one is from Donick. I want to say Dominic,
Kim Jong-un's favorite YouTuber.
So it's like the plot of the movie The Interview, except instead of, who was the character in there? Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was in that movie with Bryan Cranston, right now.
Oh, yeah. What's his name?
He's so loud, and I can't remember his name right now.
What is his name?
I don't know.
Franco.
James Franco. Yeah, he was in that. So
else. Just
imagine the movie The Interview, except with me. Okay, so Dominic Shugworth. Sounds Swedish. Jonick Jungworth, or Chinese?
Jungworth.
Jungworth. Okay, young Jungworth. As a teenager deciding about going to trade school or college, okay, what is better, going to trade school or going to college, which would be better?
Whatever you want to do.
Depends on your career path.
Well, I know people that, I think you have to go to trade school to learn welding and stuff, and people make good money with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at a loss right now, and I went to college and just graduated, so.
She graduated literally like, what, 2 days ago?
Uh-huh.
So she's got experience. She's got way more experience than me.
2
She's got
days.
the bachelor's degree. You're good to go, right? Yeah, okay.
No, I'm not good to go.
But yeah, that just comes down to your career, essentially. If you should go to trade school or whatever. My friend Phil, he didn't even go to a trade school. He's a carpenter right now, and he's just learning his skill as he goes on the job. This is from Gage Joseph 91. I am 25. Okay, this is the one for you. I am 25 and I have this fairly well figured out, but I want to post this question because it is something that doesn't really come up in casual conversation enough for teens to go through in adulthood to have a decent grasp on it. We're getting to the question. And yet it is an important subject to have answers on. Okay. All this boils down to is, how are teenage and adult romantic relationships different, if at all? Now, I don't have much experience with this, as you know, but I would assume there's a big maturity factor from, like, dating in, like, middle school and high school to, like, serious relationships later on in your life. I would assume so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I had a boyfriend. I was 15 going on 16, and he was just graduating.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't work out, obviously, for many reasons.
Shocker!
Many reasons!
Double shocker!
But a bigger reason than the age gap.
He was, I'll say it, he was a ginger.
Okay.
I mean, that's pretty bad.
No, but, like, you're a lot more immature, I guess.
I came up with this thing, I don't know how did I tell you about the 2-week rule thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
We talked about this, yeah.
Yeah, I had that rule that was like, because I had so many friends in high school that would always bitch and moan about their relationships. And I remember there was this one girl I was talking to, and she was like, and I asked her, like, well, how many guys have you dated? And she's like, well, I dated Nick for 2 weeks, and then we broke up, and then we got back together. And I'm like, okay, wait, pause. How long were you broken up? He's like, oh, we were broken up for a day, and I dated this other guy for the 1 day, and then we got back together. I'm like, no, you can't do that. You don't break up for a day, date someone else for that day, and then break up with them and go back to the first guy. That's called a fight.
Well, I want to emphasize those that, like, high school relationships can last. I know someone who, like, they grew up together. They just enjoyed each other's personalities so much that they grew up together, they got married, they're about to have a kid. It works out, but sometimes I think if one person is on a different maturity level than the other one, it's not going to work out.
Oh, it isn't. I know the first girl
But even in college that happens.
The first girl I ever had a crush on in high school. She was a sophomore. She started dating a senior. As far as I know, they're still together.
Really?
Yeah. So,
JD.
JD.
Old JD.
Old JD. She was pretty awesome.
I'm not going to say that I'm perfect now. I still act like a child.
There is actually a question later on is saying that you are perfect. In fact, I'll go to that one right now.
Maybe you shouldn't.
Silver Fox, why is Kasey so perfect? State your elaborations on your perfection.
I'm not.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm a depressed mess.
So what are you doing, the Lady Gaga shit? Like, what is that? Okay.
Are you sure they didn't mean your name in there?
What?
Are you sure they didn't mean
It
that?
specifically says, why is she so perfect? I know when I grow my hair out, it's rather feminine. I do get mistaken for a woman a few times at Dollar Tree when I grow my hair out long and someone sees me from the back. So that's always awkward.
But, yeah, on that note, though, even if you're in college, though, like, adult, I guess you're an adult.
You don't magically
Even after that, though.
you don't magically bump up the maturity ladder just because you
No.
graduated high school.
No.
All right? If you're a freshman, even a senior in college, there's still plenty of people, but
Technically, I think I've read that your brain doesn't fully develop until you're 25.
you're 25, yeah. That also is why it recommends that you don't smoke weed until you're 25 because your brain's still developing. After that, though, go nuts.
Congrats to me.
Congrats to you. Yeah, me too, yeah. Like, for example, I just feel like what it comes down to is when you're in high school, there's like this kind of enclosed environment where you can't really go anywhere, do anything, and you kind of develop drama in high school. There's a shit ton of drama. And then it's funny because after you graduate and you're kind of out there and you can go places and you have more responsibilities, it's kind of like that veil of drama gets lifted.
That
because
and
the stuff...
like you're under your parents'
Yeah.
supervision, like, here's your curfew, you need to be back by this
Because
time.
that stuff when I was like so worried about in high school, like a few months after I graduated high school, I was just like, whoa, that's just I'm not gonna say I had like an epiphany or something, like I am enlightened, but it was more of just like, wow, that didn't really. Why did I bother worrying about that? It was ridiculous. Okay,
Sorry.
it's fine.
Gonna do the old 90s.
The '90s thing, yeah. Is that those are Sailor Moon leggings?
Moon, yeah.
Sailor Moon
Zach
leggings.
got 'em for me.
Cool,
Yeah.
awesome. Okay.
Got my stuff.
Okay, that's fine. Neil the King, what is your favorite movie? My favorite movie would probably be Pulp Fiction. Quentin Tarantino, 1994. Yeah, that's one of those movies I can pretty much watch whenever. So.
That's a hard
Do
question,
you have a
but I
favorite movie?
love George of the Jungle.
George of the Jungle? He didn't watch out for that tree. You think he's going to watch out for the tree, but he doesn't. You got really excited about that. Like, oh my God,
I
George of
haven't
the
watched it all
Jungle!
yet. And Mean Girls.
And Mean Girls, okay, yeah. You made me watch Mean Girls that one time. I was fine with that, though. It was an okay movie. Didn't they make a sequel to that?
It sucked.
It sucked. Was any of the original cast in it?
No.
They weren't. Not even
Yeah,
Lindsay
no.
Lohan.
No.
They couldn't even get Lindsay Lohan, and she is just a wreck.
George of the Jungle. That little fire scene. Do you remember the
I've
movie?
seen that movie when I was like 8,
You don't remember
and
it?
I do not remember it very well.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Was that the one where Tim Allen was in it?
No.
No, that was.
Brendan Fraser and
There was like a
Who's the
movie
blonde
where
chick?
Tim Allen went to the jungle. I remember that.
Huh.
He was like the
I
father
remember.
of some kid. He was like, it was probably like a rip-off of George of the Jungle or Tarzan or
this one
something.
had like a talking gorilla.
I remember the
He's
song, George of the jungle,
strong
watch
as he can be.
George. Oh yeah. But okay, so Pulp Fiction.
Really?
Yes.
I watched it and didn't love it.
It's a great movie. I like Quentin Tarantino, and I'm kind of into the whole film thing.
Okay.
So maybe I take a little bit more away.
Right,
I am a little bit more cultured than you.
Sophisticated.
But hey, at least I didn't spring something really like
George the Jungle.
Citizen Kane is a very amazing. Citizen Kane is regarded by most to be the best movie of all time. One of the best. That and Gone with the Wind. By the way, trivia question. This is just because I'm a nerd.
You asking me?
Yes. What has more box office, which is more higher box office revenue? Avatar, James Cameron, or Gone with the Wind?
Gone with the Wind?
Yeah. 1939, I believe, but adjusted for inflation, it's made more than the billions that Avatar made, so weird. This is from Eon Karitori Key. Okay, you guys, we need to have a chat with the usernames, okay? As someone who just finished her semester finals, I have to ask, how bad are college finals? Okay, wait. As someone who just finished her semester finals, so I don't know if
semesters in high school?
We did.
It was quarters.
We had two. They broke them up into quarters, and this might be different depending on what high school you go to. I don't know if it's universal, but
that wasn't an English name either, though, so that makes sense.
everything should be in English because we speak English. What's up with
College
Spanish
finals?
people?
I think college finals are way worse than high school.
Oh, hell
finals.
yeah.
Oh my god. I cried.
Now, to be
I
fair-
cried all last week.
To be fair, if you live in America, high school semesters aren't that big of a deal because they want you to get out of there as quickly as possible. They pay more attention to hurrying up and getting you out of there than they do of actually teaching you shit. So with other high schools in other parts of the world, maybe the semesters are really difficult. Like in Japan, for instance, getting into a good college is really important. In fact, getting into a good high school is the same as getting into a college over there. So those are probably more difficult, obviously.
And in America,
But in America, yeah, the college, it doesn't even compare. In fact, I don't even remember, did we even have semester finals?
No, we had the end of the year.
We would have maybe one of our teachers would give us an assignment before Christmas break, which was the end of the first semester, but it was nothing big. We'd be in September they would be we have a 5-page paper due by Christmas break, and that was it.
College finals
are
everything's on fire.
Everything's crashing down and burning, so you can either I just kind of ignore the problem with mixed success. You're the one, you actually hit the books and probably study all night.
Cried. Ate my feelings.
Whenever I get too stressed, I just all right, I studied for 10 minutes, I'm good. I'm okay with squeaking
Good
by.
for you.
You know what though? I sacrifice that because I'm okay with squeaking by with a C or a B. As long as I pass, I'm chill. You need to get, you have, I don't know, say you want to get an A, you're obsessed with it, but you have more of a desire to get A's than I do.
You know, Zach says that all the time about me. He's just pass. I'm I think you have a bad vision on what college is. You're supposed to do your best, not mediocre.
No.
You're paying for it.
No, I'm not, well.
Okay. Actually, that might be a good thing. Okay, in other countries, maybe it costs less to go to college, so failing isn't a huge deal. So you may not care about your finals as much, but here it's so much money that you should care.
You should care.
You don't. I do.
To be fair, though, for most of my college career, I did not spend a lot of money out of my own pocket until this semester. That's when we actually had to start taking out loans. So up until this point, I was like, whoa, free ride, bitches! I'm just chilling out, having fun with the college life. I actually didn't do much. I'm actually kind of feeling bad now because...
Checking out them girls, doing a little partying.
I've never been to a college party.
I've never been to a college party.
And I was like, you went to IUP.
Never.
That is the party school.
Nope.
Okay. By the way, JD went there. Did you see her around?
Oh, yeah, actually I did.
Oh, cool.
I had to go to the science building a couple times.
Oh, okay, cool.
For classes.
Cool.
Hers
We
was
know
a
what we're
couch
talking
to-
about, but you don't. Secrets. Okay. Neos1919. See, those are the usernames I like. How much free time on a daily basis do you get as an adult person? I don't have a lot as it is right now, so this scares me. Okay, well...
Define adult. Do you mean like over 18 or like on your own having a full-time job?
I don't think it matters either way. You're probably not going to get a shit ton of free time.
Well,
I mean...
like, if you mean like, if you're in college, I think I get a decent amount of...
Yeah, well...
Especially since you get the summer.
That's a gray area
sometimes.
with me, because you have college and you have one job.
Mhm.
I have college and one job, but then I have this weird other job where I have to make videos, but I also enjoy it, but it's still work.
I was going to say, you
So
have summer.
define free time with that. That's kind of a gray
I was gonna say,
area.
I kind of went to school almost all year round.
Yeah, you went in the
Except for
summer
winter.
too, yeah. In the
Yeah.
summer I had a lot of downtime.
No.
Even right now, though, I'm still kind of busy, even though I'm not in class right now.
Now, I can answer that
Which one?
about the being an adult. Okay, I guess I could count that year that I just worked.
Yeah.
I had 3 jobs. I had almost no downtime. I hung out with you a little bit more than I do now, though.
Yeah, that was back in, 2013?
Mhm.
That's when you started at Dollar Tree.
2013, 2014.
You had 3 jobs at the same time?
3 jobs, had to drop one when it came around Black Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's Black Friday. People
Also-
were like, I need you.
Also, they made you dress up like an elf, so that was kind of... Yeah.
That's true. Zach has some free time, and he's an adult.
He's an adult. He's also... He's an official accountant, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's his job title.
He's an
so
accountant.
he's an accountant, and he gets free time. If an accountant can get free time, you can get free
Because
time.
they have, like, the normal schedule.
They have, like, he has, like,
And
normal
then-
9 to 5 job sort of thing.
8 to 4:30, then he goes to work out, then he comes home and he does whatever, like
Okay.
play games or whatever.
Okay.
Play games. That's
Play-
adult.
That is very
Play video
adult.
games.
Dude, I was binge watching Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy today. Remember that show?
I hated it.
They saved Christmas, Casey. All right. Praising Guy. Is it wrong to drink before you are 18 or 21 for the USA? Okay. So, I don't drink. Do you partake in alcoholic beverages?
After the age of 21,
After-
I did.
of
But
course.
I don't have any.
Really?
I don't have a problem with people
Are you
drinking.
sure?
That's true.
Okay. Because I was going to bring a point up that...
Pinky swear.
Pinky swear.
Pinky swear.
Okay, because I was going to bring up a point that most people I know
Did.
either they're not going to drink at all, like me, or they're going to drink before they're 21. The 21 is sort of, it's viewed as a joke here in this country because let's look at this. You can drive when you're 16. You can get behind the wheel of a vehicle that can like kill a bunch of people at age 16.
You can give your life in the military at 18.
18, and you can smoke
but you
at 18.
can't rent a hotel.
You can't
Really.
rent a car legally until you're
Can't.
25.
And there are some dogs you can't adopt until you're 25.
And in some states, you can't even own dogs.
Really?
Pit bulls. Some states have banned pit bulls.
Oh.
Okay, we got off topic here. Basically, though, most people I know, most adults don't even care. Like, if they see some teenagers drinking, they'll be like, yeah, whatever. Because most people drink before they're even 18
I
here.
didn't, but I don't have
You
a
know?
problem with that. I think that there, maybe like not before like 13.
Not before 13. Okay, we set a precedence. No drunk 12-year-olds running around. That's the Casey precedent. But, yeah, I mean, I didn't even drink on my 21st birthday. I've drank alcohol before. I've just never gotten drunk.
I had a little margarita.
Margarita. My mom kept consistently wanting to buy me alcohol on my 21st birthday, and I'm like, no.
I tried
Sorry.
to get you too, but you
Yeah,
know,
I know.
You do
I've soured on the idea, you know,
you see that room?
Yeah, it's filled with wine. Because you're rich and you got your own wine cellar. This is all
Ew.
Casey's house. I don't know if you knew that. She pays for this with her nurse money.
This is not, I'm not a nerd. This isn't my house. We actually broke in.
We broke in, yeah. We broke in just to make this video. We're going to be getting out here soon because that guard dog up there's barking. But anyway, yeah, so is it wrong?
No, and
That's
in some
up to you. That's a
countries-
morality question if you consider it wrong. Most people probably aren't going to view it as negative here. Don't go around drinking next to a cop or something.
Don't
but,
drink on the streets.
you know, that's probably
That's
the thing
illegal.
too. I know plenty of people in high school that got arrested for that too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Unless you're in New Orleans, I think that's actually legal on one of those streets to drink in the street.
That just blows my mind, though, that you have to wait till 21. They set that precedence for alcohol, of all things.
But you can drive a dangerous vehicle.
You can drive a car, and you can you sign your life away in the military in some respects, but drinking, no. Taboo, bad. But yeah, most people I know that drank before they were 21. They didn't give a shit. Except for you, the lone exception, apparently. You waited till you were 20. Okay, whatever. Rain Flames. How did you study for your driver's license?
Read the book.
The driver's test. That takes me back.
Read the book, and my dad forced me to go driving with him.
I failed my driver's test the first time. I failed the written portion because I was studying a book from Missouri by accident.
How do you get that book?
I think I went on Google and I just typed in driver's license test.
I thought you could order it, or they gave it to you in the mail.
That would have been the smart move.
I can't remember. I thought they sent it.
Honestly, you could just go up to the DMV and get a copy, but I didn't think to do that. So anyway, basically what happened there was hydroplaning works differently in Missouri, apparently.
Whenever you're how to handle the situation.
Yeah, when you're driving and.
She's getting down here no matter what.
How did you?
Hi, baby.
Can you teleport? The hell? Hey, Ruby.
Okay, go on. Okay. Yeah, read the book.
Read the
if
book.
You're doing that. And you need to practice in the U.S. Practice parallel parking.
And make sure the state that you're in.
If you don't get past the parallel parking, you don't finish the rest of the driving.
I think they give you 3 chances with the parallel parking, except if you hit the curb or one of the cones, you get fail immediately.
But if you don't past that, you don't finish the rest of the course.
When I was doing the parallel parking thing, I pulled in, and I've only had a parallel park 3 times in my life, but when I was pulling in, I pulled in crooked, so I felt shit. Okay, I can either keep going and hit the curb and that'll be an auto fail, or I can stop and it'll be crooked and I'll do it again, worst case scenario. So I stopped early, expecting him to say, this is crooked, do it again. The guy that did my test was such a stoic, he was a bald guy, his name was Dan.
I was a big guy.
He was a big guy, he was balding, he had glasses, and he was just, okay, parallel park.
I passed, and then I hugged him.
Yeah, my guy was just because the driving portion was easy. It was just driving through a little tiny suburban neighborhood. It was literally done in 5 minutes or less. We get back, we're in the parking lot, and he's just scribbling on us. So, you didn't want to pass, did you? Well, sorry to say, but
you passed.
You did. And I'm like, holy Joseph, Mary, and Krishna. I rattled off 8 deities right there. And he's just like, okay. And then just gets out of the car.
I hugged mine, and he was like...
I did mine in a car. I had my friend Jesse did it in a minivan. I don't know how he managed to parallel park a fucking minivan, but did you just do it in...
Jeep Cherokee.
Jeep Cherokee. Well, okay. Well, that's actually a little bit more compact, depending. Kind of model you have. But anyway, so yeah, driving test was fun. Mostly just with the written portion though. After I failed it the first time, I got the book and I just memorized all 180 possible multiple choice questions, and so passed that easy. That was you miss 3 or more and you fail, I think. But yeah. Okay. Barracks B. What type of job did you want or think was going to be your first job as a teenager? What did you think your first job was going to be as a teenager?
I was happy with mine.
Appledale?
I worked at a golf course, and I literally just had to sit there, ring people up, and then I sat there, and I could do my homework, I could bring my laptop and watch whatever, I could talk to people.
Minimum wage, I'm guessing?
Under that. It was actually 6-something.
Oh, okay, because it was just
It was a family run.
It was a summer job, it was family run, okay. That place is abandoned now. It's a weird wilderness preserve essentially, because it's deer wandering around it.
But it was awesome. There were times where I accidentally fell asleep.
I was convinced growing up my first job was going to be working at McDonald's or something, and I dreaded that. My dad was telling me, he's like, you're probably going to have to work someplace like that until you get up the ladder. And so when I got my job at Dollar Tree, I was that was my first job when I was out of high school. I was 18. So a little bit later than most people get their, Ruby sniffing the tripod. A little bit later than most people get their first job, but I was very content with that. I lucked out. The manager I got was pretty awesome.
Still there.
So, yeah. Andrew Sharks. Question. Do I have to point out my pinky finger when I drink something? Oh, because you're an adult. You have to be fancy, Casey. You have to be fancy. Yes, that reminds me of that SpongeBob SquarePants episode.
That's where I was going. I don't have anything to drink.
Yes, you do, actually. You have to. It's against... I'm breaking the law just by drinking it like this, but yeah. The FBI will bust in and they'll arrest your ass. Pinky finger. Ruby.
She didn't have one of those.
Ruby. Meta. That's easy. With your busy schedule, indeed, how much actual free time do you... Oh, okay, we already answered the cat one, basically. That was another one about that. Also, where can I find the arrow to obtain my stand? You know, I hear there's this Japanese guy in Moria Town. Go talk to him. He'll probably beat the crap out of you, though. Casey, sometimes I make a mental note. I have to share with you JoJo and his bizarre adventure at some point.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't understand what that means.
Moving on. Terms 100, and I did put that question in just so I can make that reference. Terms 100. How do you seek a job if you don't have any connections anywhere? Kind of covered this already. Put your name out there in job applications if you're not too picky. Resume. There's certain work assistant programs.
I would say I got a job once at an ice cream place with a girl that I went to high school with. I was never friends with her, but she knew my face and she just got me the job, like, from reference. So don't make any enemies maybe in school, because then they might help you later.
I was pretty
only worked there for like 2 months.
Everyone, like, I had a lot of enemies. I didn't even do anything in school. I was just weird. And people was like, he's weird. We don't like him.
I didn't have enemies, but I didn't talk to people, really.
Did you have any frenemies? No
not
frenemies.
really.
Kenneth Rolland, best interview or resume tips. Okay, I've never actually had a serious job interview outside of like a practice one because I was just kind of hired. Basically what happened with me, really quick, I don't know if I ever told you this story. So I was at Dollar Tree once and there was a team of ninja suicide assassins that broke in, and then I took them all out and I saved the day, and then Jess was like, whoa, this guy's awesome, and that's how I got hired.
Well,
but
Jess just hired me. I think because I was friends with you.
I think so. It's like, whoa, this guy's a friend of a guy, this girl's a friend of the guy that saved our life, so.
Okay, I didn't have any real ones either, but if we're talking like resume tips, like if you're in college, you should have a career development center, and they usually have like a...
Do you have a resume?
I do.
I don't know if the person, like, the rule I was told is don't put anything on there prior to high school. Don't put anything on. You're not
unless you're right out of high school.
Unless you're right out of high school, I guess.
It's also supposed to be, I think it's, don't put any work experience that's older than 5 years. So for us, we wouldn't put something from high school.
So something like that.
But, like, depending on what the job is that you're looking for, you should always put your most important stuff at the top. So, like, right now for me, I have my education, then I have my professional experience, then I have my work experience, and then I have, like, volunteer experience under that. Unless the volunteer experience is relevant, then you put that at the top.
Gotta volunteer.
Sometimes you can put your skills on your resume. Sometimes.
If you got the skills, they may pay the bills. May, not always.
Interview tips would be research the place that you're interviewing for.
Okay.
Have a little notebook or whatever. And just so, like, if they ask you something like, why do you want to work here? Then you already have some tips.
Also, once again, yeah, Google is your friend in that case. So, yeah, I had to update my resume recently because I have to look for an internship, and they require resumes for that as well. In fact, by the way, I don't know if anyone asked about the internship thing on here, but most colleges, for most degrees, are going to require an internship for something. I'm a comm degree, you were dietetics, same basic, I mean, a completely different thing, and yet they still require internships for both of them. Did you just do one, or did you do more than that?
What?
Internships.
I didn't get to do one.
Oh.
I don't get to apply until February, and there's a good chance
they let you graduate without one.
You can't become a registered dietitian.
Okay, but you still have to do it.
You could become a dietetic technician if you take the exam, which is another option.
Another rabbit hole.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, let's see.
How do magnets work?
How do Kung Fu Toad, how do magnets work?
You put it in here because you probably know.
I actually do not. Nobody knows how magnets work. It's a mystery.
Can we just Google it?
I would say it's actually, sure.
Magic.
Magic. Yeah, I'm gonna just Google it. I'm just gonna say magic. Wallpaper. Game of Thrones wallpaper. Winter has come, by the way. Are you caught up with season 7? Season 6.
Yeah, I watched it.
The last season.
And I watched all of Westworld. I've caught up on
I still need to watch Westworld. I need to check that out.
Bomb.
It was da bomb?
Da bomb.
Da bomb.
Diggity.
Bomb diggity.
No diggity.
No diggity.
Lots
Not
of
diggity?
Lots,
All the diggities? All the diggities.
A fair amount of diggity.
Okay. This isn't even a language. Nope. Nobody knows.
Oh, we got a new otter. I'll help you.
We'll move on while I get the internet passcode.
Yeah, I'll do
Jonathan Lee, describe your experience with the weirdest customer you've ever met. This is a fun
You do
one.
yours.
I actually have to think about this. Well, you know, I get weird people in here all the time. A lot of the stories I've already told on here. I told the story about the lady with the monster can. I told the story about the guy that got on my shit list that one time. Guy cock-blocked me in a store.
Did he?
I was setting it all up. I was ready. This girl was so into me. Not really, but I was maybe possibly... I was talking to her, and he just interrupts me and you know, goes off on his own tangent.
I had a guy when
So how do magnets work, by the way?
okay.
The north pole of one magnet attracts the south pole of the second magnet, and then the wizardry power of Harry Potter. Okay, so it's magic. Okay, go ahead.
You want me to read it? Or
No, just continue.
Oh, okay.
No, we're done with the magnets. Somebody in the comments is already going to post a paragraph of how actually they work, so it doesn't matter. Go read that.
When I was working at Wendy's, there was a guy. This wasn't that weird, but it was kind of weird for me because I was like just out of high school, and I looked young. I still look young. And he was with a woman who looked like it was like maybe his mom, and they're standing in line waiting to, you know, come up to me because I was the front cashier, and he comes up to me and he's like, "Your name, Kasey?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "That's a pretty name."
He did it just like that, with that southern drawl.
He said,
like,
that's a pretty name.
And
then he goes over to the other side to like waiting for his food, and he just
stares at you.
Stares at me, and I'm like, oh.
Shit. You might want to like ask someone to
leave
walk
alone.
you to your car or something.
I didn't leave alone that night.
Oh,
I
God.
was scared.
Yeah, the weirdest customer I've ever had was probably a guy who...
I have another one. You go though.
Okay, this will be a quick story. This is like, probably like the stereotypiest pedophile ever.
Is it the one I'm thinking of?
It's a big fat guy.
No.
It was a big fat guy who was balding, and he came in. He didn't do anything weird himself. He didn't say anything weird to me.
Is this the one that followed Todd?
No. I already told that story.
Okay.
But maybe we can throw... I already made a video about that.
Oh, okay.
The Dollar Tree Stalker. That's on my vlog channel. You go check that out. But this guy came in, fat guy, balding, and what he bought at Dollar Tree was 2 packs of hot dogs and warming jelly, which is basically KY jelly.
Where'd he go?
And I think like a pack of gum or something. And he didn't say anything weird. I just thought the whole setup looked kind of pedophile-y, you know?
Do you know the one customer that we used to have? I don't know what his name was. He had the pedophile voice. Oh, you would talk like this?
Yeah.
He came up behind me when I was stocking things up front, like you know, at the table or whatever. And he comes up behind me. He goes, "Hey, little girl." I'm like 21 at this point.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm talking about.
That would have been...
He comes in.
No, but that would have been... Actually, I think I kind of know who you're talking about, but that would have been terrifying.
Like, he comes up behind me here, and he says something to me like, "You're a pretty girl. You have such pretty hair." And I'm like, "Thank you." And then he says to me, "I bet you stand in the mirror and brushed for a long time."
Oh,
like,
shit. Oh, shit.
I was like, no!
This is like Buffalo. Have you ever seen Silence of the Lambs?
Then I had to wait on him, and he used to come in and buy this a lot. He buys zip ties, knives, and like toy soldiers.